Welcome to Conversation with Zaki Baruti, with your host, Zaki Baruti. And like always, I want to give a shout out to my biological family. What's happening? To the Universal African Peoples Organization family, what's going on? And to New Life Evangelistic Center family, headed by Reverend Rice. Keep up the great work. And a shout out to our cameraman, Bob. On that note, I want to have another great show this evening, because in studio with me is a young lady who was a former student of mine, as well as being very involved in the community located in Alton, Illinois. And I'm speaking none other, as well as she's created a non-for-profit organization called Speak Out. So today at the end, Miss Creola Davis. What's up, Creola?
Hi.
All right.
Nice
how you
to be
doing?
here.
Okay, then, great. Creola, before I begin all my shows, I always like my guests to know a little bit of that person's background. Wherever you want to share, where you grew up at, and whatever you want to share that you want the thousands of people who's listening to this program know about Creola Davis.
All right. Well, Creola Davis. I'm from East St. Louis. I was former student of Zaki's. He was my favorite teacher. I also wrote a book. It's titled To Hell and Back. And the last time I was on this show, that's what we talked about the book. I'm currently in the process of starting a nonprofit called Speak Out, which deals with disparities in the healthcare area for people in diverse communities, which deals with such illnesses as diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, and different things that affects the Black community, or a diverse community where there's not a lot of resources and information available to those people in order for them to make other choices rather than the choice that their doctor gives them. For example,
Go ahead.
Me personally, I was diagnosed with diabetes 2, and the first thing that my doctor told me to take was metformin. And I didn't understand a lot of the information that she was providing me, like your A1C is this, and your blood pressure, and your blood sugar, and your good cholesterol, your bad cholesterol. And I was like, what are you talking about? So me being the person I am, I went home and I did some research, because I'm like, I know she doesn't have enough time. She doesn't have enough time to tell me everything I need to know. So I'm going to take the information she provided me, and I'm going to go do my own research to find out what it is that she's actually telling me. So based off the information I found, I started looking at different options rather than just taking the metformin. I'm like, what other options are available? And then I found all of this information on how to reverse diabetes and how to come off the metformin and all of the different things that you can do rather than just accepting that as your way of life from then until you pass away. And so that's what I'm in the process of doing, starting that organization so that we can help educate, also try and offer resources to people that may be in need of resources. For instance, like they want you to do like 30 minutes a day exercise 5 days a week, which is good, which I'm able to do that, so that's good. But a lot of people want to count their steps. So we want to try to find resources like those little Fitbit little things on their wrist so they can like count their steps, where they don't have to really worry about doing it in their head. They just have those on their arm or whatever. And other resources like giving them information on different things that they can use besides the metformin. And I always, whenever I speak with my other partners, I say, one thing we want to make sure of is we want to make sure we let them know we're not doctors. We're not telling you to go against anything your doctor told you to do. We just want you to have information to make choices if you choose to choose something, if you choose to go in a different route. So that's what I'm involved in right now.
So with that said, and that's an interesting lead off to a couple questions I want to pose to you. But of course, I pray that, you're able to deal with that diabetes and overcome it and be an example for, people who are impacted, which myself, I also deal with diabetes. And we'll go a little bit more into that. But I want to ask a question going back into your past. And you're from East St. Louis, which I was raised in East St. Louis by way of Aberdeen, Mississippi. And at the beginning of the program, and I'm honored that I was one of your best teachers
Yes,
in the
were.
school system. And off stage, we were talking about, and this is for the audience to participate in this question I want to pose in your mind. Throughout my education, through the East St. Louis public school system, I had a number of what I consider influential teachers upon my life, good teachers that I can cite, 6, 7, 8 of them. And off stage, I asked you the question, how many teachers that you can cite that really had an impact that you say could be your heroes or inspirations? And you just shared how many?
2.
2. And I was kind of shocked by that number from you, as well as from my younger sisters, who I had posed that question to, and they said no more than about 2. And that just shocked me for real. So that speaks to something real deep within the educational system, which at that time, as an education, I've written a couple of booklets on education.
Okay.
Yeah, which deals with what I perceived as some faults of the educational system. Why do you think you didn't, there's only 2 that pop out to your mind.
Why do I think?
Why it was only 2 teachers that kind of like served as that model, even though I'm glad you did have 2, a male and a female.
I think it's because of the relationship that we had within the school. It was like, with you always pushed me to do the best that I could do. You always supported me. I was never an inconvenience. And it was like you wanted me to be somebody, and it's like you saw something in me and you wanted to nurture it.
Okay then. Well, thank you. I didn't know all of that. We'll take a quick break now.
An epidemic of homelessness is sweeping throughout the United States of America. In city after city, people are ending up on the streets. Now, instead of feeling overwhelmed, as believers, we can do 3 things. We can give, we can volunteer, and we can pray. We can pray for the homeless refugees that we're finding in one city after another, all over the United States. So many people ending up out on the streets, and the hearts of so many are growing cold at this particular time and indifferent to the need. Jesus said, as oft as you've done it to the least of these, he said, even so you've done it unto me. When's the last time you've prayed for the homeless refugees in the United States of America, appearing in city after city, not only in major cities, but even smaller cities? So many people ending up out on the streets, even in resort areas, places you never think you'd find homeless people, they're there. Jesus said, foxes have holes and birds have nests, but he, the Son of Man, had nowhere to lay his head. Please pray for the refugees. Please pray for the homeless people in America. And pray for those that are on the front lines, the first responders, reaching out through Jesus Christ among the homeless and hurting, whether it's in Springfield or St. Louis. Your prayers and gifts to the New Life Evangelistic Center makes a big difference. This New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri is 63166.
There are so many people who work in our community glorifying God with the gifts that they have, and we thank Zaki for doing that regularly with us. You can make a difference too by partnering alongside New Life Evangelistic Center. If you're tired of seeing all of the pain and the hurting around you in your community, and you're ready to get into the trenches and to work alongside a ministry that has been doing this work for so long, consider and pray helping New Life Evangelistic Center to be there when people are hurting. Zaki has done that for many years, and we're so thankful for that. You can be a part of the difference too. You can be a part of the team, God's team, of working to help heal the hurts of hurting people in our community. We would love to partner alongside you. Please contact us soon to get involved with the work of New Life Evangelistic Center.
Welcome back to Conversation with Zaki Baruti. In studio with me is a former student of mine that I'm very proud of, Ms. Creola Davis, as well as she's has formed an organization, Speak Out. Now let's go, and as well as she's an author in the book again?
To Hell and Back.
To Hell and Back. Before I get into your new organization, To Hell and Back, give us a general concept and remind us of that book, the plot or what have you, okay?
To Hell and Back, it was about a serial killer. a lot of people that read the book, they thought it was about me because it was written in like is it the third person?
Okay.
I wrote it as a first person, whoever person. I wrote it as if it was a diary. I wrote it as if I was telling my story. And I wrote it as if I was telling you everything that happened to me along the road to success. And I try to make it realistic, so there's a lot of words in there that I probably would never use in real life. And it was really about a serial killer and the relationship that the victim had, or the main character had, with the serial killer.
Okay, did the serial killer eventually get caught?
Yes.
Okay, then. Now, how well did your book do on the book market?
Well, it's still doing.
It's still doing?
Still.
Okay. If anybody's interested in getting a copy of the book, how would they get in contact?
Well, there are different, you can buy it at any bookstore. If you just want to Google Creola Davis author, and it'll bring up all of the different bookstores. And I suggest that because you can find a cheaper price if you do it that way rather than just going to certain bookstores.
Okay, then. Now, you were recently received an award from...
Alton, from the YWCA.
Okay, share that.
Yeah,
What was that award for?
Okay.
And who was it from again?
It was an award from the YWCA, and it's the Women of Distinction. What the award is...
And why...
Alton.
Okay, from Alton, the YMCA and
YWCA in Alton.
Okay.
And what it is regarding, or what the award is for, it's for community service that I've done, and I was being recognized for the community service that over the years, all of the different things that I've done to try and enhance people's lives, and that's why I was recognized for that.
Okay, well, congratulations. And share with our audience some of your community work that you've done.
Well, I'm a precinct committeeman, so I'm very involved in trying to educate and help Black people, or my people in my community, to learn the process.
Learn the process of
being involved in politics, seeing the importance of being involved, seeing how, even though you say I'm not into politics, but we're all in politics.
Absolutely.
Because politics affects all of our lives. And if you're not at the table, then you're going to get whatever is left over.
Right.
So I try and get us more involved. I try and, especially our girls, I try to really get our girls, and I do it because I'm a lady, and, you know, I have a special soft spot for my girls. So I try and get them involved. I have them working on campaigns with me.
Oh, when you say my girls, you're talking about your daughters?
No, I'm girls.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, in general.
Okay.
I have them working on campaigns with me. We do knock on doors, make phone calls whenever there's a candidate that we feel we should support. I also was the vice president of the Alton Area Chamber of Commerce. I was vice president of that. And what that is to try and help educate our people on getting involved in businesses. And just learning the process of how to get like your LLC, like a nonprofit, whatever you want to do, how to get grants, funding, loans, different things that are going to make them successful in their business ventures.
Okay, so what would be your message? Two more questions. In that you're trying to educate people as far as the political system, why is it important for folks to vote?
Because if you don't vote and you get who you get, then you can't just say, it's not my fault, because you had an opportunity to be a part of it. And I think everybody should be involved with, and I'm not just talking about on the state level or federal level, I'm talking about on the city, I'm talking about every level. Be involved in every part of it. Be involved in who's at the library, because the things that people do are based off of what is best for the people that they want to represent. So if I'm a Republican, I'm going to do what the Republicans want. So that's why I think it's best to get involved so that you can try to get the person in there that you want to be in there. Even if they don't win, at least we try.
And that was my political question, but you also answered my second part of the question somewhat. I want to go back to that. So aside from politics, why is it important for folks to give their time into the community involvement, be it organizations, be it, what you're doing? Why is it important? Because
it affects your life. It affects your kids' life. It affects the community that you live in. If people are not voting in your interest, do you think you're going to get any of those grants to beautify your community? Because you don't have a voice at the table. You're not at the table. So if there's any money left over, you may get a little bit of it. But you should always want to be involved to represent yourself, your community, your family, because you want to be able to benefit. Don't just sit back in the background and just say, oh, well, let them do it. No, you do it.
Okay, then. Now, turning to your organization, Speak Out. Early on, you, as it relates to there's to be an organization that's health focused. You were citing, in the general sense, statistics around health disparities.
Right.
Can you share some of that knowledge? Or
Well,
do you remember?
I don't have any numbers, but my concern was, and it affected me personally. So that's when a lot of times when things affect you personally, that's when you get involved.
Right.
So at first, I had no idea that I would be doing an organization to address healthcare disparities in our communities. I had no idea because I was in good health. But then when I went to the doctor and she told me my numbers, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it's like, I don't know what you mean by this number, but let me go look it up.
And what numbers was she sharing with you, if you don't mind sharing with me?
Well, the only one I remember was the blood sugar. She gave me my A1C, cholesterol, the good cholesterol, bad cholesterol, but I don't remember all of those numbers. But the one she did give me, and I remember, I know it was over 300.
Over 300. Okay.
So when
Which I believe is a high number.
Yeah, extremely high.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, from what she told me.
Right.
Glad you came in today. So anyway, I didn't understand what she was saying, so I took it upon myself to go do the research to try and find out what is she saying and what does all of this mean. So if it happens to me and I'm an educated woman, I have a master's degree, and it was overwhelming for me. So then, having a degree, that means you've done some studying. You're able to research and find out things, and it's like, if it's a lot for me to take in and understand, I'm sure those who don't do as much reading as I do, I'm sure it's going to be kind of a challenge to them to be told, these are your numbers and this is your path going forward. From now on, you're on insulin.
Right. We'll have to take another quick break.
I hope you're enjoying the Zaki Baruti show. Now we need your help to get the word out about this community affair program and so many others. Now, how do you do that? Well, you tell folks to turn to 24.2 on their television set, and even family, friends, relatives that live outside of the area, well, get them to put the NLEC TV app on their phones and look it up on their computer. 24 hours of wholesome family programming, so much community programming that you're not getting on other stations, right here on NLEC TV. So please spread the word. And while you're doing that, continue to get involved in the work of the New Life Evangelistic Center. So many opportunities awaiting you and your family at this particular time. New Life Evangelistic Center is on the front lines with first responders, directly helping homeless people day after day after day. Behind me are the new headquarters for the New Life Evangelistic Center, along with the studios for NLEC TV or 24.2. You may want to drop by and visit them sometime. This is where we record the Zaki Baruti program at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. New Life Evangelistic Center is offering homeless people so many opportunities to be set free from the cycle of homelessness, has a wide variety of safe houses, and so many women and children are staying there, and they're learning all different kinds of different skills, all kinds of skills here at 2428 Woodson Road. We also have the training centers in New Bloomfield, Missouri, Marshfield, Missouri, the largest daytime walk-in facility, southwestern Missouri, northwestern Arkansas at 806 North Jefferson, in Springfield, Missouri, the worldwide work of the New Life Evangelistic Center in Kakata, India, and then in Lagos, Nigeria, and in Haiti, all over New Life Evangelistic Center trying to help people that are in need. New Life Evangelistic Center receives no city, state, or federal dollars, and we're only able to do this as a result of the prayers and involvement of caring people like you. So please pray for this work, and please partner with the New Life Evangelistic Center so we continue to keep the Zaki Baruti Show and the other community affair programs on the air. Remember, tell everyone you know about it, and go to the NLEC TV app.
Welcome back to Conversation with Zaki Baruti. In studio with me is Creola Davis, a former student of mine, an author From Hell
To Hell and Back.
To Hell and Back, as well as she's created a movement called Speak Out. And on the other side of the break, we were talking about the health issue of her personal experience dealing with high sugar glucose, right?
Right.
Which leads to, what, diabetes?
Correct.
Right. And I also had asked about the statistics, but let me say we had as a new in one of our newspapers articles a breakdown of statistics compared by race and diabetes. We had in most of the diseases as a race we had a higher percentage than many of the minorities.
Right.
I mean, other populations here in this country. So. Did she share some of the causes of the impact that has led to diabetes with you?
No.
Oh, okay then.
Not at
so
all.
have you done any research on that?
Well, most of the research I've done has been based off of treating it.
Okay, and how have you been treating it?
Well, me, I started off doing the insulin that she suggested or that she prescribed.
So she subscribed insulin to you right off?
Right, the first day. So
and again, I'm also dealing with diabetes, but I take some medication for it, but not insulin. Insulin to me was the highest level, and I was trying to stay away from that. So, but she did not give you any cost base. So have you did any research on that? But you're saying you kind of knowing by the treatment. Explain that.
Well, the one thing she did say was blame my mother. Because they say that it's hereditary.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I told Mama, but she's not here with us, so I just told her in my mind, like, look what you did to me.
Oh. yeah. Because you lost your mother earlier this year.
Yeah, I lost her on Christmas Eve.
I express my condolences. So how have you been treating it then? Share what you've been doing, because somebody may want to research and do likewise.
So what happened is when I first found out, and she prescribed me like the metformin and then a shot and some other stuff, and I was like, no, because I started out doing it as she's prescribed, but then I started gaining weight, and I was like, I'm gonna have to figure something out because I don't know.
Wow, well, you had a nice shape. I must say that on air. My student was a young, nice-looking young lady, but that weight thing is sometimes it just also comes naturally. But you were picking up much more weight
it was coming on
than
like
normal.
I had been losing. Like before the insulin and everything, I had been losing. So when she prescribed,
you had already been picking up a little weight.
No, I was losing.
Oh, you were losing.
Yeah.
Oh, from where
I was
at the height level.
Yeah,
okay.
I was losing weight. I was like eating jelly donuts and everything, and I was like, I felt happy. I was like, I could eat whatever I want to eat, and I'm losing weight. So then I started taking the medication, and I started gaining, and I stopped eating. And I was like.
Yeah, but when you're saying jelly donuts right away, that's a red flag in my mind.
But I didn't know though.
Okay, in terms of sugar.
Yeah, I didn't know at that point that it was diagnosed. So I was just happy because I thought I was losing weight because I was just lucky. Not realizing it was the illness, but anyway.
Right.
So I started.
And so what kind of time frame we looking at? In
a month.
A month ago? Oh, okay then.
The end of February.
Do you have any problem sharing your age?
Oh, I'm 60.
Okay, 60. Okay then. So we have to take another break.
Behind me is the New Life Evangelistic Center administrative offices in Overland, Missouri. And this is where we shoot our shows for our worship shows and the Here's Help Network. And it's also where Zaki Baruti and Bernie Hayes shoot their shows. You can find all of these shows at the New Life Evangelistic Center app, the NLEC TV app. You can also access them on your tablet or on your computer. And this is how you can stay up to date with all the things that New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. There are so many different programs that we've got going on, and God is doing many exciting things through partners like you. So if you want to support the work that New Life is doing, then please access and give through the app. You can go online at nlecstl.org or give us a call at 314-421-3020. Again, 314-421-3020. But this is the best way to get plugged into the amazing work that New Life is doing through people like you. And so there is something for you to get involved in today. And we are so thankful for our partners. Only through the grace of God and your gift are we able to bless others today.
As you travel the journey of life, are you ready for the final exam? Along that journey, you're going to meet a lot of people in need that directly relate to that final exam that Jesus gives us in Matthew 25, 31 to 46. Now, we're not saved as a result of the works that we do there. We're saved as it's laid out for us in Ephesians 2, 8, 9, 10. For by grace you've been saved, that not yourself, it's a gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. And he goes on and tells us that we're Christ's workmanship. We've been created for good works. So if we've received Christ, we're going to respond in a positive way to that final exam given in Matthew 25, 31 to 46. When I was hungry, did you feed me? Naked, did you clothe me? Sick or in prison, visit me? A stranger, did you welcome me? As often you've done to the least these, even so you've done it unto me. We offer you many opportunities at New Life Evangelistic Center. Go to www.newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. Many opportunities where you can volunteer to let the light and love of Christ flow through you. Just give us a call at 314-421-3020. That's 314-421-3020.
Welcome back to Conversation with Zaki Baruti. In studio with me for a few more minutes is Creola Davis, author, as well as founder of Speak Out, and we're talking about health issues and speaking of thyself in terms of dealing with the issue of diabetes. So moving forward then, for anybody who want to get in contact with you about the issue, and because we didn't really delve into what are you doing to counteract it right now. So give the number first, and then we'll have a quick summation of how you're trying to deal with it.
Okay. So the name of the nonprofit is Speak Out. If you would like to be a participant in our forum group, you can email me at Creola, and that's CREOLA_OKI@yahoo.com.
Now, what are you doing to counteract that? Just giving the people an idea of diabetes, mind you.
So at this point, I'm taking different supplements. I've changed my diet, which is so important to me, because you can't continue to do the same things you were doing and think you're going to get a different result. So I've changed my diet. I've changed from eating like lots of sweets to now I'm eating, if I get a craving, it's like vegetables or like a carrot or lettuce, strawberries, and different things like that. Healthy things that I can just nibble on without, to curb my, what do you call that word when you?
Just that appetite for sweetness.
Yeah, that sweetness, yeah. So I just, I'll just snack on those type of things. I've ordered some supplements, and I think they're really helping me.
And what are those supplements?
One is called Glucofreeze.
Glucofreeze,
and the other is Glucoberry.
Uh-huh.
The berry deals
Now,
with...
how long have you been taking them?
About 2 weeks.
Oh, so you're just beginning in essence.
Yeah, this is all new for me.
Okay, then. All right.
Yeah,
So those are the only 2 supplements that you've been taking?
Yes.
What about the whole thing of exercising? For me, I've always been a walker. I used to, at the height, to do 6 miles almost every day. I'm down to 2 now.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm nowhere near that.
What about how does exercise play a role in?
Well, I don't know if you've ever done this, but have you ever did your walk and then test your blood sugar after you get done?
No, not really. I never really tested it. I just went on the spirit that I'm going to overcome it.
Yeah,
right.
So you like me.
Yeah, right.
We rebels.
Right, absolutely. But you would agree then exercise is an important role.
Oh, yes, it really.
You know, and not just in diabetes. I would advocate for
for just life. Live
right,
life
longevity of life. And I'm proud to say that I've gotten to 75. I hope I can get to 140 and
keep doing what you do.
But on that note, we'll have to close out. Creola's always been great to be in your presence.
Thank you.
Wish you continued success. And to my audience, like I always say, get involved. Make sure you vote on every election, as well as join an organization to speak out, speaks truth to power, doing something to uplift our community. We say join the Universal African Peoples Organization, or you can get involved with Speak Out. On that note, may God bless each and every one of you.